Welcome. This is Back to the Bins. I'm your host, Mr. B. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back, and if you're new here, thanks so much for stopping by. This is a comic book collecting channel, and I'm a comic collector. These Sunday videos are intended to showcase the books I picked up this past week at my local comic shop. I've got a pull list, so I'm pretty familiar with what's happening in comics today. I love digging through the dollar bins, and I love digging through the back issue bins. So, if that sounds interesting to you, and you'd like to join me on my journey back to the bins, why don't you take a look over here, and I'll show you what I picked up. Alright, and like I said, these are the books I picked up this past week at my local comic shop, 204 Comics in Winnipeg, and as per usual, we start in alphabetical order, and that takes us to DC and Batman Superman, World's Finest. Here we have issue number 41. That's a Michael Cho variant. Definitely dig Michael Cho's style. It's vintage, it's vibrant, it's colorful, it's fun, and that's what I really like. And as I'm collecting these World's Finest covers up until issue 50, this is just one of those great ones. I'm going to say perhaps contender for cover of the year. We'll see where it winds up at the end of the year, but just an awesome cover. Collecting Cho's work where and when I can. Super cool. In keeping with DC and Batman, at least. This time, Batman and Robin, Year 1. This is issue number 9. This is the Chris Samnee A cover. Collecting all those Chris Samnee A covers. I love his work. This cover is fantastic, filled with mood and mystery. So cool. I love this book. Very fun book. If you aren't reading it, look for the trade if you're interested, because this is a lot of fun. And for every Batman Robin Year 1, there is a variant cover, and here's a great one. This is the Frank Quitely variant, and I just love Robin's training. Dick Ward's training as an acrobat has him on the edge of this gargoyle as Batman looks on. Obviously both investigating, but Robin fearless as always. I like that a lot. Super cool. Over to the independent section of your local comic shop. Here we have Benjamin. This is on Oni Press. This is Benjamin number 2, the Malachi Ward variant. These variants in this iteration all sort of have that vintage library, some sort of generalized book style. I'm not entirely sure, like Choose Your Own Adventure or something along those lines. Definitely has an aesthetic that's to a theme. I love that. Haven't read issue 1 yet. I really do want to, because there's something very interesting about this. Yeah, so excited. Have you read this? Are you reading this? Let me know in the comments below. Over to Marvel, we have Death of the Silver Surfer, issue number 2. This is the Dike Ruan A cover, and I'm going to say contender for cover of the year. Look at that. I mean, that says it all, doesn't it? It does look more like the death of Galactus on the cover, but we got to admit, the title must mean something. Super, super cool. I'm going to say for an A cover, that is a contender for cover of the year. There are a lot of great variant covers for this particular issue, and this one is one of them for sure. The Death of the Silver Surfer, issue number 2, the Claudio Castellini variant. Yeah. No doubt about it. So, so cool. Fiery, shiny, motion goodness. Contender for cover of the year, no doubt. It's a big haul this week, folks. Probably because I got all of these variant covers. Here we have Death of the Silver Surfer, issue number 2. Once again, the Kael Ngu variant. I love the incorporation of the Fantastic Four alongside Silver Surfer, of course. Always, together to some capacity, going right back to the very early days of Silver Surfer and the Fantastic Four. I love that. Back over to DC. Here we have Detective Comics, issue number 1099. This is the Chris Stevens variant. Collecting this to issue 1100, and this is just spectacular. You know what? Through the magic of television, going to give that a little turn for you so you can check out Batman from the top down this time. Love that. Super cool. Again, take note, the grippy boots. bit more realism in the costume here. Back over to the independent section of your local comic shop on Image. Here we have something that came out. Everybody, I don't know if everybody was talking about it, but it seemed to have some interest. This is Ghost Pepper #1. That is the Stanley Art Germ variant. Super cool. Love that. I hadn't pulled this, but there was some issues available when I got to the comic shop. I had been interested as I was able to take a look at some of the interiors through League of Comic Geeks, the previews that they offer, and I thought it looked pretty cool. Like the art style. Can't say no to an Art Germ cover, so super cool in that regard as well. Looking forward to seeing what this is all about. In keeping in the independent section, here we have one of my favorites. I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer. This is the Daniel Hilliard variant. I believe this is an homage to something. And if I can find out what it is, I will show you. I think a lot of these have been homages, so we'll see. Kind of has the look of Paris Hilton. Also Carrie from the Stephen King film. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see if I can find it. Super cool. A lot of fun. I like that book quite a bit, actually. Another book I'm really enjoying from the independent section of your LCS. Here we have Los Monstruos. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but this is issue #3. This is the Jesus Marino A cover. Super fun premise of like a city that is just populated by classic monsters, monster tropes, all of that. And we've got sort of a hard-boiled crime, film noir mystery on our hands within that city. So I love that quite a bit. Our main character is a werewolf, and yeah, very cool, a lot of fun. I've seen a lot of people really enjoying this comic. So we're only at issue 3 right now. If this kind of stuff interests you, monster stuff, horror stuff is making a huge comeback, look for it in the LCS. You just might get lucky. Back over to DC, and just for the cover, look at this, folks. This is the New Gods, issue #8, the Javier Rodriguez variant. Whoo, boy. That is a contender for cover of the year all day, every day. I love Big Barda. Look how colorful she looks. The background is fantastic. There's a lot of pop here. You can't deny how amazing her costume looks, especially when the colors are done right. Oh, I'm here for it. Love it so much. Again, just for the cover, because I love Big Barda. Back to the independent section. Here's a book about baseball. This is Pastime, issue #4, the Mark Chiarello A cover. Not a lot of variants, not any variants, I don't think, since issue 1 for this book. Baseball, vampires, Negro Leagues, I'm here for it. A lot of cool history and vampire lore. Still on the fence about how awesome it is, because the last issue I read, which I think was issue #2, I'm not sure if I've read 3 yet. I may have. But I was kind of on the fence about whatever issue I read last, so hopefully when I get to this one, it picks it up again, because it has a lot of promise. And again, I love baseball, so it's great to have a baseball-themed book. But it's got to be good too, right? All right, now here from Massive, in keeping with the independent section at your LCS, we got Pin Apocalypse, issue #4, the Andrew Tarasov A cover. There was just something about this provocative cover. I love a variant cover, but when an A cover is this good, I'm going to get it. I love this. This is a fun book too. It's been a real fun, wild ride through 1950s culture and stereotypes alongside zombie kind of funny horror. So here for it. Love this cover. Contender for cover of the year, I'm going to say. And I have really enjoyed this book. Here we've got, again, from the independent section, we got Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon Nemesis, issue #1. This is the Christolulu poster variant. And this was just, I saw this on the FOC. I loved the image. I loved the blue background, the black outfit Whatever these are, I thought that was great too. The red lips, the white face. Very interested in what the content is as well. Gonna read this, but as a cover, I had to have it. Keeping in the independent section, a lot of independent books. I am just loving independent stuff. Here we have Star Trek Red Shirts #1, the J.J. Lendl variant, and this is a great poster to get people on board Starfleet who are going to don a red shirt and probably wind up going on an expedition with Captain Kirk on some planet and be the first ones to never be found again. That seems to be the trope with red shirts. But I love Star Trek. I love this idea. I love these sort of propaganda posters. There's a lot of fun things going on here. I'm here for it. Super fun. I think this is a limited series, and I'm going to get them all because I'm a Star Trek fan, and this is like right up my alley. So cool to see that poor guy. I guess he made it. He didn't just vanish into nowhere. Well, there's Star Trek, and then there's Star Wars. This is from Marvel. Here we have issue #3. This takes place just after Return of the Jedi. This is the Carlo Pagulayan variant. Love seeing Han Solo on the cover in classic pose. I thought this could be Dash Rendar, but I'm not entirely sure because they've got some sort of face augmentation, and I don't remember whether or not Dash Rendar had that, but again, love this. The book's not too bad. We'll see. I don't think this is an ongoing, but I'm not too sure about that. Definitely after 5 issues, I'll figure out whether or not I want to keep going if it is indeed an ongoing. But yeah, we'll see. If anything, we got some cool covers. Speaking of cool covers, for the covers, here we have Superman Unlimited. This is issue #3, the Tony S. Daniel variant. I think there have been some really great variants for this series. I've seen a lot of people say they like this series. I'm not sure if this is sort of hitting the absolute Superman level or any of the absolute versions that we've got in DC right now. But I'm cool with another Superman book, especially with these great covers, and I love Tony S. Daniel's work. He's one of my favorite artists. When I see his work, I'm always like, yeah, I should probably pick that one up. So super cool. Love that. Love showing the strength and, of course, the courage of Superman. But when you're that strong, is there really a lot of courage involved? These are philosophical questions that we as comic readers don't have to answer. Back over to the independent section of your local comic shop. We got something here that I was waiting for a couple of weeks already. I think it was a couple of weeks. This is They Choose Violence. This is issue #1, the Kyle Baker variant, and I love this sort of classic sort of 70s kung fu blaxploitation kind of a movie poster, and I'm hoping that all of the issues that follow this are going to be like that. This is a limited series, so fingers crossed it's going to work. But man, even if the story sucks, these covers are fantastic. I love this style of artwork. Looks like a lot of fun. And then, of course, this came out this week. This is They Choose Violence issue #2. Once again, this isn't once again, but this is the Chris Ferguson blaxploitation film homage. Obviously. I love that. Don't mess around with these chicks. They're the toughest in town. Super cool. I love that. I love any kind of homage that gets into the weeds when it comes to film or any sort of other pop culture stuff. Very, very fun. Back over to Marvel. Couldn't say no to this second printing. This is Ultimate Spider-Man #17. I got some Peach Momoko right here. I love Peach Momoko's work. You know that. Anytime she's doing some Spider-Man stuff, I'm here for it. We've got Mysterio. I love that as well. Super cool just to add to the collection of Ultimate Spider-Man books. Probably going to end the Ultimate Spider-Man run for me at 25, although there has been rumors I've been seeing pop up in certain comic book forums that maybe the Ultimate Universe is coming to an end soon. So I'll see if we hear more about that. I'll make a decision. Like if it's going to go 26 issues and then be over, well, then I'll just get the full run. But I'm thinking I'm just going to stop at about 25. But we'll see what happens. Once again, we got some Peach Momoko, this time Ultimate X-Men issue number 17. This is the A cover. Peach has been doing all of the A covers since issue number 1. She's also doing the interiors. I have loved this series. I have loved it more. I'm certainly loving it less right now. Fingers crossed it picks up for me. I just feel a lot of confusion. I think I said that the last time I looked at one of these books. I'm still in it because I love the characters, I love Peach Momoko's artwork, and I really, really, really want to get invested further into this. I'm already in, but I'd like to go a little bit deeper. And back over to the independent section. Here we've got Vampirella, issue number 3. This is the Elias Shatzudis variant, and yeah, I like Vampirella. Hopefully this is, I think, again, this is a limited series, but we'll see. I think they're really trying to get to 700 issues. This is legacy number 678, so nothing special here. But so far, I've been loving these covers. I've only read issue 1, which means issue 2 must be coming soon in my short box full of comics that I need to still read. We'll get here eventually. And then we got something that everybody was, well, not everybody, but people that I was looking at on League of Comic Geeks were actually praising how this story ended. This is Zatanna number 6, and this is the Homar variant. Love the style. This sort of manga-esque Japanimation style facial features with just the sort of classic, anatomically correct classic body style. There's something fun about it, something in a fun sort of classic painted way. I can't describe it, you can see it. This has been a fun book, a little bit of, for me, not knowing the character as well as I wish I did, but wanting to be acquainted with Zatanna. Really thought that this was going to immerse me in that, and it did, but there's a lot of questions because I don't understand her world or how the magic works in DC, that kind of stuff, but I've enjoyed it. And everybody who I saw was praising this book, really liked the way it ended. So I think I have an issue or 2 left before I get to this one. Hopefully I feel the same way as everybody else did. So, but a very, very cool cover. Well, that's everything, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And how about we get back to the real world, shall we? Well, it was a great stack of books. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. And if you did, why don't you like, comment, and subscribe? It really helps to build the channel, and I'd love to develop a community of people who just really love comics. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you next week, and until then, remember, comics are good.